She talking about some, I can't wait to try him. Let's get intertwined. I just can't think of him like that. And hey guys, it's your girl Cameron, and I'm back at it again with yet another video. And today we are going to be talking about Ariana Grande and the figure she is, the contribution she's made to pop music through the guise of her new album, Eternal Sunshine. I just listened to it. I've sat with it. I've thought about it. And I'm here to give you guys a review of how her artistry has evolved and what this music says and how it connects to her perception in the media to really make it full circle and connect the art to life. This album was so deep. There's so much to unpack that it wasn't just about the music, right? There was something being said here. So I thought it deserved a sit down moment. I had my wine, duh, because the emotions, the emotional roller coaster this took me through. And hit that subscribe button down below, guys. We have made it past 20K. What is life? Thank you so much to all of you guys who have supported me. If this is your first time here, my name is Cameron. I do pop culture commentary, and I love to look at pop culture and tie it into a bigger conversation. So that's what I'm aiming to do here today. So let's get into it. Eternal Sunshine. This comes at a time where unfortunately Ariana is not very favored by the general public. I know a lot of people are saying this might be the worst hate train that she has had. She's been in the tabloids because of some things, but I went into it thinking about the perception of who she is to the world versus something so stripped down and raw. Ariana has been doing interviews. She did an interview with Zach Sang, and she also did an interview with Zane Lowe, and she talks about how connected she feels to this project. She's not just Ariana, the performer, the pop star, but who is Ariana as a person. And I think she was able to start to connect the two through this music. I also think this was a huge testament for me to see. You know, I did a video called Pop is Dead, and we've been lacking. We're in a drought, right? We're in that weird transition phase. And I was saying, like, is Ariana going to come back and do what needs to be done? Will she revive this pop sound? This is her first concept album by definition, where she takes the concept of Eternal Sunshine, which is a film featuring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. And it's a story of a couple, and they go through this process where they wipe their memory and they erase their memories of each other. The movie essentially ends with Joel and Clementine agreeing to start again for the first time. Even though they know that there's risks in getting back together, they love each other and they're just going to figure it out. They're going to roll with the punches. To take a good look at this album, I felt like it was important to preface that. And without further ado, I want to get into a review of the album. I will insert clips of me listening to certain portions. God willing that YouTube will let me even post the damn video. Let's talk. Let's chat. So we're going to start with track 1. Intro, and this one's called End of the World. This is clearly discussing, how do I know if I'm in the right relationship, right? The album starts with that question. I hate to bring it up, but Ariana was married to this guy that none of us obviously knew much about. It seems like if we're basing it off of the space she was in, maybe she wasn't 100% sure. Maybe this applies to her current relationship. And she's pondering this thought. Vocal performance was soft. It was sweet. Of course, a nice harmony moment from Ariana. She's queen of stacking vocals. And she says, quote, "If the sun refused to shine, baby, I would still be your lover." So we already start seeing this sunshine concept into play. Okay, next we had Bye as track number 2. Oh my gosh, I love this track. It started with this piano, so it was already mysterious. I was like, where is this going? And then the disco feel immediately came in. Guys, we don't have a lot of disco-y songs from Ariana. The only things I can think of are Greedy. I can think of Love Language. And I thought it was very fun, like dance around the bedroom. The song is just cute. Like, I love the melody. Living for this track.
She said, boy, bye. That note, so good, so good.
Living for it. Number 3, we had Don't Break Up Again. It had this skip beat R&B feel. I love a good Ariana R&B moment. I thought that the storytelling here was interesting. We started to really dip our toes into that water, really describing her day-to-day life, essentially going through the motions. The lyricism in here, dagger to the heart. She said, quote, I fall asleep crying, you turn up the TV, you don't want to hear me. One more sleepless night. Big day in the morning, so I take my time to self-soothe. This felt like such a personal and intimate moment with her lyrically and describing what maybe she was going through, maybe with her marriage. This felt very deep. Again, the soft vocals. This is a theme throughout the album here. Very controlled. I personally loved how the bridge went down like a stair step, so the notes went down. It was a little haunting, but it was a nice production choice. I think that she had some great producers. I know she worked with Max Martin pretty intensively. You guys made some excellent choices with this album and this production. Then we have Saturn Returns. It essentially just explains the concept of when you're 29, roughly, Saturn returns back to the place, I believe, that it was when you were born. Something where you really sort out who you are. There's a shift. There's a change in energy. And at the end of that song, it says, wake up. And it seems like there's this awakening, anointing. It leads us into Eternal Sunshine, the title track. I thought it was really nice because there was a vocal choice at the very beginning of the track where she sighs. There's like a, and I felt this collective like relief right after we get out of Saturn Returns. There was like this nice little trap beat incorporated. Was not expecting that.
That's nice.
I feel like she had this rapper type flow, this rapper type cadence. There was a lot of fun vocal play here. The song starts off and early on she says, couldn't change you, couldn't rearrange the truth. Never seen someone lie like you. Guys, in my notes, I have that in caps. That is a statement. There's no dodging, there's no ducking. Dalton, when I catch you in these streets. So we don't know a lot about their relationship, but the production was crazy and the way that it tied in with the lyricism. She says, you played me like Atari. And right at that part, there was like a little video game. I don't even know. But I loved how it felt like you're in this simulation, right? You're in this game. Okay, we're going to reference Eternal Sunshine, the film here. She says, so I try to wipe my mind. Guys, here comes the concept. There was some lyrics, there were some choices. I hope you feel good when you're in her. I found a good boy. Woo, child, I was sitting here clutching my pearls. I said, oh, maybe one of the juicier songs on the album. Comment down below, but I felt like this song kind of was like if NASA and Every Time had a baby. Comment down below. Then we have Supernatural. Now we're starting to get into like this feeling of an electric connection. Outside of the break-uppy songs that we've experienced thus far, now we're in this new phase, new territory. I don't know if this is the introduction of Ethan Slater. I don't know if she says, I don't want to fight the force. So kind of insinuating maybe I shouldn't do this, but something's pulling me closer. But I do think that there were some powerful vocals intertwined in here.
The production.
I like Supernatural. It's a grower. It's not my favorite. If you're an Ari fan, you already know you done heard this song. You done heard the leak. She gonna get y'all. She said jail. I was kind of scared to see where this would go. I was like, is a house beat gonna drop? I was about to This is a very R&B 2000s vibe. I have been dying for a sound like this with Ariana. She used pretty much the same lyrics as the leaked version, hence why I kind of knew the lyrics when I was listening to it. In her interview with Zane Lowe, she talks about how we're starting to get to the segment of the album where she's like, hey, y'all want me to be the villain? You want me to be the bad girl? I'ma be the bad girl. It's giving villain era though. Like she was clearly victimized in some way. But she says, I'll be the villain if you need me to. I kind of liked it. The only thing about True Story is I did feel like there was some musical element missing. I can't put my finger on it. I am not a producer. So comment down below if you felt like maybe something felt a little unfinished. Ironically enough, because that is an unreleased track. All right, now let's get into it. This is what y'all wanted to hear. This is what y'all came here for. We got to talk about The Boy Is Mine. So for those of you guys who may not know, I'm going to culture you for a minute. The Boy Is Mine is a song that was done by Brandy and Monica back in the day. And it is an R&B classic, right? The storytelling. So Ariana I don't think she interpolated anything, but it gave the same feel. And I really enjoyed it. It was fun.
Right.
I will say it was a little bit hard to hear her vocals. I felt like it was drowned out slightly by the production. I know a lot of people had this complaint with Yes and I felt that a little bit. You know when you're looking at something and you have bad eyesight and you squint? I feel like I wish my ears could squint. I was trying to make things out. I was obsessed with how they slowed down right before the chorus and it went a little slow-mo. Awesome production choice. We get to the chorus and I'm sorry, Ethan Slater, he be ruining shit for me because she talking about some, I can't wait to try him, let's get intertwined. I just can't think of him like that. And I'ma just think about my man. That's the last time I'm gonna say something about that man. I'm sorry. There's a part in it where it's like, don't.
This part sounds like Save the Last Dance.
Y'all, Julia Stiles. I feel like if you listen to that song and you take it dead ass seriously, that's on you. Okay, Yes and go check out my reaction. That's the next track. I did a whole video on it. Number 10, We Can't Be Friends. That's the next single, guys, and I'm gonna just be very transparent. Well, let me be fair first. So I did like some of the production choices. I liked how it felt like this drowned out sound like you're at a club. Boom, boom, boom. I liked the soundscapiness of this song. There was a moment where the song just silenced and you just hear like a beep beep and then you heard the music. It felt very movie-esque. I didn't really like this. Not thrilled that it's the second single. Maybe the music video will shift my mindset. So yeah, that music video was everything. The acting, the emotion behind it. That was one of the best cinematic music videos that she has made. I'm still not a huge fan of the song, but it accentuates the song very well. And I wish I would have seen it at the same time. I'll just put it that way. But it was the longest song out of all of them, I believe, too. I just feel like in this stage in Ariana Grande's career, I love a pop hit, but I think that she is so well versed, she's so artistically talented that I'm not too thrilled about the generic pop releases. I'm not sure, I don't know what the streets are saying, but it was boring to me a little bit. I didn't love it. 11, Wish I Hated You. I felt like the way she came in on the song, the enunciation of her lyrics, it felt Broadway-esque. Don't forget her roots. She says, quote, rearrange my memories. Whether it's erasing, whether it's rearranging, that concept is here. There's this bleakness, a somberness, but a gratitude when I was listening to this. And that was profound. The production in this, the silence of the chorus.
Oh, you could hear like a voice crack.
I think this is one of her most lyrically strong songs. I was hooked from beginning to end. It felt bare, it felt raw. She said, quote, "Our shadows stand in a parallel plane, just two different endings you learn to repair." Oh, I just want you guys to sit with that. Masterpiece. We go into number 12, Imperfect for You. I don't have a lot to say about this, but I do think it was a very different vibe than anything we've gotten from her before. She's used guitars, but in this way, it was different. It felt a little more uncut. It felt a little dirty. Not dirty like that, but just like a little, I'm getting in the mud. I liked it. It was a little bit boring, but when we got to the chorus and she had that "imperfect for you" line, it felt very haunting, guys. The way that the notes changed, it was a very nice vocal choice. And our last track, Ordinary Things featuring Nona, I really wasn't expecting like a little beat. I was grooving a little bit. We can do all of these glamorous things in the world. We could do the most ordinary things. But no matter what, as long as she is with this person, there's nothing ordinary. And I hope that everybody gets to experience this feeling. Like some of the lyrics, like you hit like a first sip of wine after a long day. Like, cheers to that. It felt warm. It felt fuzzy. It felt like a hug.
Never go to bed without kissing goodnight. And if you can't, and if you don't feel comfortable doing it, you're in the wrong place. Get out.
And it almost was like simplified to that answer that she was trying to figure out. How do you know if you're with the right person? So that was the album review. Let's talk about my top tracks. Wish I Hated You. Stunning, masterpiece, gorgeous. Love that. That's going into one of the tops of her discography, period, point blank. Number 2, I would say Bye. Number 3, The Boy Is Mine. And number 4, Eternal Sunshine. I think those are my favorite. So comment down below your favorite. I really enjoyed the fact that this was a concept album. I think it felt very introspective and it forced us as listeners to think deeper. I already know that there's going to be people who don't really listen to it. They sensationalize little bits and pieces of lyrics. But if you really sit down and listen to this, I think this is her, I'm going to say it right now. This is her best album lyrically. It was profound. In my opinion, it was profound. And Ariana has writing credits on every song. My girl was in that room. So y'all who keep saying that she's not talented, first of all, she's a singer. She don't even need to write like that. But second of all, she wrote most of these songs. As far as it being her best album, I don't know if it's knocking Position or Sweetener out. It's top 3. I think it's top 3. I just don't know where in that lineup. So let's talk. Like, comment down below. What did you guys think? I hope you guys like this review. It's a little bit different of a format. Let's get us to 30,000 subscribers, guys. Let's do it. I can't even believe those words are coming out of my mouth. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.